You're good.
Oh, hey everybody. This is Chris Schulte here from Greenlight Quilts. I'm here with my friend Linda behind the camera, and Carice is in the corner. Nobody puts Carice in the corner.
She's never in a corner.
My good buddies are with me. Today I'd like to show you how I do strip piecing. I'm not a super big fan of strip piecing because it can get awry, but let me show you some tips to make it successful for you. And when you're doing something, and I have a pattern coming out that will be called the retreat, that you're gonna make a gazillion of these. And so strip piecing will be very helpful when making a little 4-patch.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So here I have I have a background strip and this blue color, and they're 1.5 inch strips, okay? And I've sewn them together with a 1/4 inch seam. And when you sew these together just by the stitches alone, the tendency is for it to want to smile, right? We don't want it to smile because that will mess us up. So what I'm going to do is set the seam. And I really prefer working with these carrot cake scissors in smaller chunks. So I will cut this in half, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press to the blue side. So I'm gently, those of you that like to be brutal with the iron, give the iron a break. Your fabric is a sissy. It does not need to be manhandled. But I'm going to hold the background, the underneath fabric. I'm just holding it with my hand, and gently I'm putting the tip of the iron onto the blue. Okay? I have seen in my classes people with brute force. What did that fabric do to you? Okay, now that I've gotten it generally in place, I set it. I don't use steam. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. Again, set the seam. I'm holding the bottom, gently flipping up the blue. Okay, easy peasy, right?
Yes.
Now this next part might take a little bit of brain juice, but we're smart people, we can handle it. All right, now I come to my cutting surface, and this is where another place where people can go awry. What I'm going to do is line these up and nestle the seams. Now you can't see it or feel it on the video, but I can feel. I don't want my nail to go in like here. If I did this, you don't want this to happen. You want the seams to be nestled. This is important, okay? Now, right-handed, I'll try to do this right-handed. Here's what I think happens. I'm gonna line the seam up. I don't care about this, and I don't care about this. I'm going directly by my seam, okay? And I'm gonna clean up this end. And what I think that a lot of people would do at this point, especially being right-handed, is you would take the ruler, measure 1.5, right? Make your cut, move over 1.5, cut. No, 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 no. That's where you can go wrong. What I do is I know, because I've done this a gazillion times, that I cut it in increments of 1.5. So if I can eke out one at 10.5 inches. So I'm going to put the 10.5 inch line on the edge. Make sure this covers the seam. Everybody see that? Here's the seam. This is on the 10.5. With my right hand, I clean it up. Okay, so now I have this 10.5 inch strip. And then what I'm going to do from this side is move it down 1.5 inches. Move it down 1.5. keeping this on the line. 1.5. 1.5. Etc. until you go all the way down to the end. Now, go ahead and ask me, Linda, why do you do that?
Why do you do that, Chris?
Because when you make this first cut here at your 10.5, and you're sure that that's nice and square, this becomes your north. This is your compass. It's your base. It's your right point. If you move it down 9 and make it a little bit of a, if it's a little bit off, by the time you move back down to 7.5, you've corrected yourself. Meanwhile, otherwise, if you do 1.5 and this is a little bit off, then the next time you cut another one, it'll be at least that much off or maybe more. And it can really get away from you. And I've noticed a lot of people when they try to cut strip piecing, the piece is bowed. And then when you cut the pieces, you're not cutting at right angles. So I have these all set for my little 4 patches. And these go into my leader and ender bucket.
So when you have, for instance, a jelly roll, do you cut those strips in half or in quarter before you sew them, or do you sew them the full length?
I mostly sew them the full length, but I think when it comes time to press and cut, then cutting them in half makes it more manageable.
Okay.
Or yeah, probably if I had a whole length, I would cut it into 4s.
Okay.
It makes it more manageable. I'm going to put those into my leader and ender bowl, and I'll see you next time.
And will we talk about leaders and enders?
We're going to talk about leaders and enders next.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Bye.